Wagyu beef bento. It's juicy, it's tender. That extra bit of caramelization is just dripping off the fat and that extra bit of marbling from this Gunma Wagyu beef. I can't wait to show you how. Welcome back to School of Wok. This week's Wok Wednesday is a special Wok Wednesday because it's sponsored by Asian Harvest, and I'm going to show you some beautiful Gunma Wagyu. Of course, cooking a treat like this is perfect for any type of special occasion. We've got Valentine's Day coming up. You know, this is really great to cook for your loved ones. The rice, I've got Japanese rice here with that slightly thicker grain, needs to be washed well. I like to wash mine at least sort of 5 or 6 times until it pretty much runs through, or that water runs through clear. Once the rice is washed, you want to measure out your water, about 1:1 water to rice. Get your water in, bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, turn it down to a low simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then switch the hob off. Leave the lid on and let it steam in its own steam, and it'll just sort of puff up over time. Now, what I love about Wagyu beef and this Gunma Wagyu, which actually comes in different portions or different sizes, this is a yakiniku, which is a slightly thicker slice of the beef, but you can get thinner slices as well, and steak portions too. But the best thing about Wagyu is you can see the amount of marbling, that specialist marbling and that fat that just runs through the meat itself. That is telling me and shouting out juicy and tender. The first thing I'm gonna do is, if I've got any sort of extra bits of, sort of larger bits of fat, I'm actually gonna use that as my cooking oil or my cooking fat. And then I'm gonna make some nice sort of round nigiri for my bento. I'm just gonna score very gently in a diagonal sort of crisscross. Now, why have I done that? I've got one piece which I'll blowtorch over the top to sear the outside so that fat just gets a little crisp around the edge. The slices that I haven't touched, I'm just gonna marinate gently. So we've got your lovely slices of Gunma Wagyu here. A little pinch of pepper, salt. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of Shaoxing wine in there. You could use mirin, sake, but sake would be good too. But you don't want too much. I just want a bit of an aroma that comes off that. And you'll see that I'm not sort of over massaging this because I don't want to break up that sort of melt in the mouth finish on this beef. Now, if you're one of those people that recognizes continuity, you'll recognize I've got a blue plaster. Just be careful when you're washing your knives. Anyway, I'm okay. I'm gonna cut some garlic. The sauce is simple. I've got a tablespoon of Japanese light soy and the same amount of rice wine. You can use Shaoxing rice wine or sake, a little bit of sesame oil, and then a couple of spoons of sugar. And that sugar will help to caramelize this sauce as soon as it hits the pan. Let's talk about Gunma Wagyu here, and really kindly sponsored by Asian Harvest. Now this Wagyu beef, you know, imagine Japanese black cows sort of roaming around sort of green mountains, the Tonne River just outside of Tokyo, you know, really have that sort of natural way of living. And it's a great way to rear any animal, and that's what makes the quality of the beef so good. I've got some chicken stock, not too much, just enough so that it sort of bubbles over the garlic once I'm ready. And as I say, that sugar should help to caramelize this nicely onto the nigiri before I start to cook the beef off. I'm gonna use a little bit of Japanese rice vinegar, and I'm just gonna add a pinch of sugar and a pinch of salt. Give that a little mix, and I'm just gonna season this small amount of rice. Give that a mix around. So I'm gonna show you a really simple way to make a quick nigiri. Now the trick is a bit of cling film. And this is so easy that I've actually got my kids and my nephews and nieces to try this with me. You take whatever slice you have. So I'm gonna start with the star of the show, the Gunma Wagyu. And then I'm gonna take a ball of rice. And the best thing is to have a bit of water nearby you, and then just take your ball of rice in the sort of fingertips and squeeze it a little. So you get your middle fingers of your other hand and just press into the rice carefully. Then you can pick the sides of your cling film up and you twist it nice and tight into a proper little ball like so. Once it's done, untwist. You have a beautiful home-style nigiri. So I'm going to repeat that process for my other little nigiri. And then I've also got a little bit of ready roasted red pepper and some smoked salmon just for ease and to add a good bit of colour. So I'm going to cook or sear my Gunma Wagyu slices on this hot plate. And the idea is that I'm going to use this extra fat that I cut off to just oil the surface before I start searing. And I want this surface to get really, really hot before I sear the beef. Oh, good bit of flame there. Always nice. And this really doesn't take long at all, guys. You just want a nice bit of colour from that sizzle. Allow that to just sort of crisp around the edge before you flip it. Woohoo! Yeah! Now we are cooking. And the fat that's coming off that is giving off that flame, which is why this cooks so quickly. But what I'm going to do is going to take this out in a second because I don't want to overcook it. Straight off. And then my garlic, and then just, this is almost like teppanyaki style cooking, but you can do this on a frying pan, no problem. Just follow the same principle. And then my sauce is going to go over the top of the garlic, and this will probably create another bit of flame. And then switch that off and take that meat and just mop up that sauce with each piece of meat. So you're not overcooking the meat, but you're taking in the flavour of the sauce as quickly as possible. And then don't waste that lovely garlic that's taken in that quick sort of caramelised sauce, and that'll go straight over the top. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sear my Wagyu nigiri. If you don't have a blowtorch, you can just sort of gently sear it on a high heat on the same frying pan that you just used. But blowtorch is a bit of fun if you do have them. You just get the top of that and cook it to a point where it's just giving you a nice bit of colour over the top. That's as much as I want to go. Time to plate up. And then the other space there is for my salad. I've got some sweetheart cabbage here, which has been finely shredded. Some nice leaves, a couple of whole tomatoes. So you're gonna fill that last box with rice, and then the star of the show just sits perfectly on top. Of course, don't forget that garlicky sauce as well. I've also made a simple dressing with some Japanese soy, some rice vinegar, a bit of brown sugar and some sesame seeds and sesame oil. Just gonna dress it lightly. My Gunma Wagyu bento box, courtesy of Asian Harvest. Let's try the Gunma Wagyu on its own first. It just melts on the tongue. I'm gonna try one of the nigiri. Thanks so much to Asian Harvest. Again, because this is awesome and it's such a lovely special treat. Look at that Gunma Wagyu beef. It really just sort of melts in your mouth and melts on the tip of your tongue immediately. And if anything should be umami, this is the epitome of umami. It's got that subtle sort of savory flavor that sort of weaves itself in and out of the fat, which is why it tastes so good. If you do want to find this particular slice of Gunma Wagyu, you can go on asianharvest.com.